Hello, everyone. Incredible afternoon. Let's see. All right. So that's set up, ready to go. And I'm going to give it a little minute for it to send out notifications. Also, if you are on Central Standard Time, Mountain, or Pacific, good morning, incredible morning to you. Hello, 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 hello. Incredible morning. All right. So I'm going to start to get into this because I really only have about a good 20 minutes or so to make sure I get all of this out because I do have a class at 1 p.m. So I was actually having several conversations that led to this. I told you guys I was not going to be live again, probably this weekend. You probably wouldn't see me until Monday. But I ended up getting it was a couple conversations I was having, and then I also just got done talking with someone who inquired. They inboxed me. I told them to give me a call. I was just talking with them about this, and it was something that she said to me, and I was just like, you know what? Let me do a video about that because she was very appreciative at how honest I was with her in her, inquiring in her her journey of wanting to become a blanks vendor. So I was like, you know what? Let me hop on live real quick before my class and let's talk about it, right? And whether or not there is a secret to being successful in this business, well, not say this, well, I say business because I sell ink and paper. So it's still like being a vendor of some sort of supply that creators or crafters and things like that, that they need. So is there a secret to it? And all I can say is a lot of people want to kind of come into this because they feel like, okay, well, there are a lot of creators, a lot of crafters and things like that. And hey, they're getting into this. They need blanks. They need this. They need that. They need ink. They need paper. I'm going to keep it more so to sublimation only because that's what the conversation was about, right? And I'm sorry, let me introduce myself. I'm so rude. I am Shakia, the professor of Honestly Speaking, which is a product line that sells sublimation ink, sublimation paper, cartridges, heat tape, pigment ink, and things like that. Also, the creator of Silhaholics Anonymous, which is my global platform to teach others how to use Silhouette Studio. So we're going to keep this in the context of sublimation because that is what my conversation recently was just about. So the thought process is there's a lot of people that are getting into this every day. You're in groups. There are beginner groups with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in it, tens of thousands of people in these groups. Why not get a piece of that pie? It's like, oh, all the big companies are doing it. Condi's doing it. Johnson's Plastics, Heat Transfer Warehouse, this company, that company, like they're all doing it, right? Like they're selling these products. Why can't I get a piece of the pie? There are people on Amazon that are doing it as well. There's a big market for it. I want to tap into this and I'm going to become super, super rich off of doing this. Is it possible? Yes. Does it take some work? Hell to the yes. There really is no magic way to just wake up and say, I want to be a blanks vendor. I want to buy this stuff. Where do I buy it from? There is a bunch of people on social media and I'm going to get those customers. I'm going to sell out. It's going to be amazing. It's not very realistic. When I launched, I spent several years. When I launched mine, ink and paper, because I've had people say, well, how do I get into this? How do I begin to sell it? And when we launched ours, I did a pre-sale. I did not have to go out and spend not one dime of our money. Well, I'm not going to say that because we actually did put more into it. If I only because I wanted to order more, like being perfectly honest, right? I wanted to, of course, have more on hand because I didn't want to run into the whole, hey, we sold out type deal. But I ran a pre-sale. I can't give you my secret sauce, my secret to it, or my, for lack of better words, my blueprint, how I did it, because for me to be successful in, honestly speaking, or for our company to our product line, our family to be successful in selling this, I put a bunch of years in it beforehand. I became credible beforehand. So when I went and said, hey, I've tested out this paper, I've tested out this ink, it's a freaking amazing. Let me show you how it works. I did a live video and said, I found something that's awesome and it's amazing. Everyone is telling you 400 degrees for 60 seconds. I've done the testing. I've done I've done test after test after test. Y'all, we can change, we can change the game. Like, we don't have to slave under these heat presses, like 365 degrees, 30 seconds, not 60. We can get it done faster, right? All I did was come live and I informed the people of that and said, I want to bring this to you guys. I'm doing a pre-sale for it. I had not one pack of paper to send out, not one bottle of ink to send out. It was, let me get your money now, and you're going to get this paper in about 6 to 8 weeks. And I was floored. After that live, and like some of the people I talked to, they was like, at first you seemed nervous. My hands were shaking. I'm like, what the heck am I doing right now? Like, I'm about to ask these folk to buy something. I'm just showing it to them. Like, all I'm doing is showing it and then tell them, give me your money. And you have to wait 6 to 8 weeks. The amount of orders we got during that time, I am still floored. In a week, like, we didn't even place the order right then. Like, I launched it on, I think, a Friday night. The amount of orders that came in, we thought that we would order 2 weeks to get the minimal amount to have our branding put on it. I thought it would take 2 weeks. In my mind, I thought it would take 2 weeks. We hit that in the first 4 days, to where I ordered it beforehand, and then we put in, of course, more money for like us, from our side to be. I'm like, well, dang, if they ordered this, we might as well double. And we actually end up tripling what the order was. And so we end up putting in basically some of like our money. So with the price point that we put on there, of course it costs more than what it is over there. So it's almost like we made no money from it. It's like, for every one that someone purchased, we may have been able to purchase, let's say, 3 or 4, packs of paper. So we were already able to put that in. And so we made no money off of that pre-sale because we literally took all of it and ordered the supply. So when someone asks me, well, what did you do? I put in work years before. I didn't wake up and say, because someone told me it's a way to make a bunch of money, that I'm going to just go and drop a product. I put in the work years before, to where people trusted my word. My word was bond. If I said it works, they believe me, and it worked. So I cannot give you this magic. I've never run an ad. I've never had to. I show up and I show out every single week. I'm not going to say every single day anymore because I don't do it every day. What's the secret? Being present. I don't understand how some people want to do this, yet they aren't willing to get in front of a camera. They aren't willing to sacrifice material. You're supposed to buy whatever it is that you want to sell. If you're not going to do a pre-sale, you're just trying to buy it in and now you want to resell it. You got, hopefully you purchase some that is not going to make you any money. You're just going to do a bunch of videos, do a bunch of samples of it, showing people how it works, what the colors look like. There is no magic. Just go and start a group, run an ad. Who's your audience? Who are you running this ad to? I don't know if anyone ever told you when you take these classes and things, there is nothing. There is no how can I say it? There's no, like, when it asks you like different interests and stuff, there's nothing that says sublimation. Even under crafts, it is very, very vague. So how are you going to get to these people? They don't have an option to say, okay, well, let me promote to all the people who are in a group that has sublimation in the title. So who's your audience? Cricut dropped a heat press. That's $1,000. You got folks going crazy over this heat press. Why? Because for years, Cricut has built up, they have built up where people have like their people trust them. If Cricut says, okay, this press is gonna change my life, even though some of us know it's not, there are others where it's like they are credible. They've built up that credibility over years as being, they know what they're talking about when it comes to anything crafts. So if they say it, it has to be true. It has to work. It has to be great. Do you think anybody else can come out and say, okay, hey, we have this heat press. It does all of this. It's $1,000. You will look at the next company like you have lost your rabbit mind. But Cricut can do it because they've spent years and years and years and years and years. They started out with one thing, just a cutter. That's it. Some cartridges. They have grown to where they can have their own what's the thing? Heat transfer vinyl and adhesive vinyl. Now they've tapped into where they're doing sublimation and calling it infusible ink. They're now into having heat presses. Why? Because they established themselves as being a credible company, being a knowledgeable company, all the years of having just a machine. So now, no matter what they drop, people are going to flock to it. That is the secret. Putting in the work beforehand. You're not going to be able to just start a group. What's going to make people come to your group? Because the title says sublimation, but you're offering no value in it. You just want them to give you their money for something that, and you have shown them nothing. It doesn't work that way. The secret is showing that you know about the products. I have had people contact me and I ask them questions about their products and they can't tell me the advantages of them, the benefits of it. Tell me the cons of this, the benefits of it. Why is this going to benefit? Because they need it. I mean, they want to get information. They need a tumbler. And you're wondering why you're not making any sales. You only do things in a in your group. You're not in other groups. You're not on YouTube. You're not doing things publicly on Facebook, publicly on Instagram, publicly on TikTok, where you're really giving value and not like knowledge and value, but you expect people to automatically just buy into you. When I go and I suggest to certain people, to those who contact me, I say, how many people have you sent things out to for free? When you go and you see stuff and it says sponsored by, they're sending these to these influencers for free. They're allowing other people to try it, for them to go on their platform. And now when they go and they show it, even if they're small time, the people who are watching theirs may not even know who you are. So now your product is being shown to someone else. Networking is the key. I can go and I can show you exactly where to get it from. This isn't the stuff that you pay for, where to get it from. Alibaba, DH Gates, AliExpress. Their website is a vendor list. There's so many things that you can find on here. Those who want to start their own clothing, y'all see homegirls over here with the big old booties? You get you 2 sets. $8, top and bottom, $8. You go sell it for however much. But the site is the vendor list. Before I put out ink, before I put out paper, I went on here and I contacted I don't know how many different places and had them send me samples. It was a waste because I don't say it's a waste. Some people see it as a waste. That's not what I'm saying. Like I do like a couple of prints on. So like I went through like the whole bottle. I did all my tests on. Okay, let me run this one. All right. I went through a whole lot of paper, a whole lot of ink. We're testing this, testing that. I even share with you guys my test, and that's what it's going to take. Someone can give you a vendor list, but unless they're giving you everything, like they have for each vendor, they're telling you the good, the bad, the ugly about this person. How fast can they really get it out to you? Like that's if it doesn't have all of that, what's the best time to communicate with them? If you're just telling me who sell it, that's not helping me any. What's their cut? How do they cut theirs? They cut it based off of American booties or Asian booties? Because them different. We doing it off of black folks' hips or, or some other folk hips. So what is your list actually giving me? Because their site is a vendor list. Their site tells me everything I need to know about minimum quantity. What do I need to know? What I need to know to get my logo put on the inside? It tells you all of that. No one can give you the secret sauce to selling anything on these, like selling any product. Just running an ad is not going to if you don't have an audience. Like that's the one thing I don't understand about that. You want to know if you should, before you go and spend your money up front and then you're wondering, I have not made not a quarter back. You want to know what you can do? Go to sites like Johnson's Plastics. Go to sites like Heat Transfer Warehouse. Order product by the case. Sell it. You're not going to make a profit off of it. I'm going to tell you now. The goal is not to make a profit off of it when you're starting. If you don't want to order from overseas and wait for it to come in and pay all that shipping, I'm going to give you a real gem. You want to get into this? Let's see how dedicated you are to building your audience. Go buy a case from Johnson's Plastic or whatever. Hell, go to Amazon. Sell it for the exact same amount that you purchased it for. You're not losing, but what you are doing is now building an audience. But see, most people don't tell you that. I now have an audience of people that come to me for shirts. I don't get these shirts at a wholesale price while making any money off of them, but they'll come here and I sell it to them for the exact same price that I paid for it. Why? Because I do have plans to sell shirts. So now I'm already establishing myself as someone who sells shirts. And then once I'm able to buy them at the regular rate, I've already built that audience. That is the secret to this, is building an audience first. Who are you launching to? There's someone that wants access to my creative business and they have candles. And this is also the same advice I gave to her. And this is totally different from sublimation. How soon should I go and start to launch and get the word out there? I was like, or, she said something, I think she said, how soon should I put it out? Like she said, should I put out content before I launch? I said, yes, of course. Because who are you launching to if you haven't built buzz? The secret to selling anything is developing an audience. Even in your customs. If you haven't, it's so funny when people say, turn your craft into a business. However, you automatically went into it to where it became a business. A lot of people forget about the craft part. When you craft, it's a hobby. You don't make money from it. So you're wondering why your shirts aren't selling and this, that, and the third. Well, when you were just making them, did you ever do it as a craft, as a hobby, where you just made the stuff and you just gave it away and, as a gift? Somebody's birthday coming up, spend the money on the vinyl, just make them a shirt. Hey, that's what I did. How I now have it to where people come to me for shirts is I end up making a way for my cheerleaders. I made shirts for them. Some of them were very, very rough looking in the beginning. That's why I wasn't charging for it. It was a little rough. But I made it for my cheerleaders to save my parents. Well, dang, Coach Kia, you can make shirts. I'm trying. Okay, well, make this. Okay, let me go get the stuff for it, whatever. How you like this? They trying it out. Okay, does this vinyl work? Whatever. So I now know, not just by going off and asking somebody else what vinyl they work, what the vinyl they use. Because if that was the case, I would have been stuck with Thermoflex, and honey, I don't like Thermoflex in any way, shape, or form. I'm sorry. It's just a personal preference. To be honest, I think now Cricut develops their own. I don't know if it's true or not. But when Cricut first came out and people are like, they don't like Cricut, I'm just like, y'all do know that's Caesar, right? How I know when they first came out, like you cannot tell me that their iron-on vinyl was not Caesar. It cut the exact same way. Caesar had on their glitter vinyl, it is very, very distinctive lines in that vinyl. Very distinctive lines in that vinyl. And Cricut's own was the exact same way, because I've tried other vinyls and like their glitters were smooth. And I'm like, you cannot tell me that this is not the exact same vinyl. Can't tell me that. In my mind, to this day, I still think that the powers that be at Cricut ordered a whole bunch of Caesar vinyl, cut it up, put it on a roll, slap their logo on, because who gonna know? Does vinyl have anything on it that tells you exactly who made it? I had when I first, like, let me see, this had to be maybe my first or second year of my group. I sold vinyl. It was a pain in the ass, cutting it all down and doing all that. And I quickly gave up. I still got a whole garage full of vinyl right now. There's nothing on it that tells you who it is. Now, adhesive vinyl is different because Oracle brands the back of their paper. But for heat transfer vinyl, there's no markings on this whatsoever. So they could easily go and take any vinyl on the market, wrap it up, put their packaging on it, technically make no money off of it. Well, they really were making money because they charge an arm and a leg for it anyway. And then get branded heat tape or transfer tape. And you think that this is all theirs. We don't know how they started. No one's telling you that, but I'll tell you for free how I started with now selling shirts is I sell shirts, same, I'm not making not $1 off of it. The same amount I paid for it is what I sell it for. And I can go buy some more. Then eventually I'm going to be able to buy shirts at a lower cost because I have now established myself as someone who has shirts and they're quality shirts. Y'all think I'm testing all these shirts out for nothing? Y'all think I buy shirts by the cases for nothing? No, that is the secret. If you don't want to spend your own money up front and feel like, okay, I spent all this money now, I'm not making any money, buy the stuff that you would normally use for yourself. And when someone asks for it, sell it to them. Shakia, you got some shirts? I sure do. I can come pick one up. Yeah, how much it costs? Da, da, da. Oh, okay, that's how much it costs on this site. I know, that's how much I paid for it too. Or because I'm buying it by the case, whatever it would cost for one, I sell that to them for that one. I might make $1 off of it. But I am establishing myself as someone who has shirts. That is the secret to being successful in selling this, is establishing an audience first. That's all I have. I'm going to go prepare for class now. Hopefully this video has served you well. If it has, give it a thumbs up, share it out, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also visit my website, shop.hsinc365.com, where I have that Change the Game summation paper that I did a whole lot of research on and that over 800 people purchased within the first 4 days, sight unseen. So, have a wonderful day. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible.